talk some women's lacrosse today and head to New Haven, where currently the Chargers are in the driver's seat in the NE10 standings. Justine Doyle is a member of their defense that leads the conference and is among the leaders in the nation. Justine, congratulations on the season. How are things going?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been great this season. We have a strong team this year, and I think it's been showing, as you can see, with we had a big win on Thursday, and it felt great.
Um, I don't, surprise isn't the right word, but like, did you guys at the beginning of the season set out and say like, hey, our goal is to win a conference championship. We think it's realistic and this is where we wanted to be on April 15th.
Yeah, I would say, it's always the goal to go as far as you can, but I feel like we knew that we had something special this season. We had kind of a new team too. We had 15 freshmen come in, freshmen including transfers. So it's basically, we have a 32-person team. So it's half the team is new. And, we have a lot of people from previous years that have gained so much experience. And then we just, we had some great people come in. So seeing that in the fall and the beginning of the season, we knew that we had something special and that, we have the opportunity to go far.
Feel like the cliche next question is like, how long did you guys wear name tags in practice? How long did it take to blend?
Well, honestly, it did not take that long. We have a great team chemistry and everyone just gets along so well. No matter if you're freshman, senior, it doesn't matter. Like we are all just like really the best of friends. We have a great team chemistry.
You mentioned the big win that you guys had last week. Obviously, you're having a great season, but that's kind of like the gut check moment. You go on the road, you take on the defending champions, and you say, like, here's the big test. What was your thought going into that matchup, and how did you guys come away with a win?
I think that we all felt great going into that. We knew that we had the potential to play a great game and win the game. And we've just been working so hard at practice and really just going 100% and having it in our mind that, we have to play all four quarters. We have to take what we've been doing at practice and applying it. And I think that we've been doing that so far and it's been showing.
You guys hold pace under 10. You shut out AIC. You held Bentley to 6 goals, including Maeve Johnson, who leads the conference, had just one. You beat St. A's by 11. They've been having a great season. That's just your last 4 games when things have really kicked into gear. Why is it difficult for people to score on you?
Well, I think we have a great defense. I would say it's definitely one of the best in D2. Um, we just work so well together. And even aside from the stats, like the things that aren't put on the stat sheet, we have great communication, our slides, our defense on the cutters, defense on the drives, and we have Maddie Sage behind us in goal. And so everything together, we just work so well. And we, you know, we know that we have to be a team and we know that we have to work well together. And it's again, it's been showing because we have really just have such a great defense and we're all on the same page and we all know that, we have to put a stop to their attack to then support our attack and then so they can get the ball and they can get the goals for us.
Why do you like defense?
I've always liked defense. I've had my time on midfield before college, but it's just always something that's come naturally to me. I've always just been, an aggressive player and footwork. It's just kind of come natural to me. And I love the communication aspect of defense, and I love just being able to shut down someone and, kind of get on the other end of the field for my attack.
You mentioned having Madeline Sage behind you. You guys had one of the best keepers in the conference last year in Gabby Bashemi.
Mhm.
So that was a big void to be filled. Obviously,
Yes.
Maddie was somebody who'd been in the program already. What did you guys know that the rest of the NE10 did not when the season started with what you had back there?
So yeah, I mean Gabby, she was awesome. I love her to death. She is one of the best goalies I've ever had, but Maddie Sage, she just came in and she exceeded all expectations. I am so grateful that I have her behind me because I know that, if one of us like slip up, like she has our back. And, seeing her in the fall, she just came and stepped into that role and she knew that she had to fulfill a big role. And she just did it with no problem. I mean, she's been amazing this year. I tell her every day, she's amazing.
You guys have two regular season games left, and then obviously the postseason. So not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but what would it mean to you? New Haven hasn't won a title since 2009. Um, I have to imagine at least it's in the back of your heads that, um, hey, it would feel pretty cool if we get to where we want to be.
Yeah, definitely. It would feel awesome. And I have the mindset of, nothing is deserved and everything is earned. And I think that, if we go through this season and we do win an NE10 championship, like it will be the best feeling because we know that we worked so hard to earn that. And I have no doubt in my mind that we can do that. We've been working so hard at practice and it's been showing in our games and, just making sure that we're using our strengths and just kind of keeping this ball rolling. And I don't see why we can't do it.
Turn your attention off the field for me for a second. You have a pretty cool major, I think. What are you studying at New Haven?
Legal studies.
What do you want to do with it? What took you down that path?
So I am right now I'm studying for my LSATs. I'm planning to take my LSATs in the summer and then applying in the fall for like the 2026 cycle for a law school. And I've always had an interest in the legal field. I never really wanted to like work in an office and just be doing like the same thing every day. I really enjoy helping people, as cliche as it sounds. I also, I love analyzing the law and being able to apply it to different situations. And there's so much that you see, and you have to be able to adapt. And I've also kind of learned that through sports is being able to adapt to different situations. And so I kind of get that same feeling within that area.
Just a few years of school left to figure this out, but do you have an idea of like, do you want to be a trial attorney? Do you want to be like a sports agent? Do you want to be, there's just so many avenues to go down. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so and being here at New Haven has really opened me up to a lot of pathways, sometimes because, you just think like, oh, there's corporate attorney and like, oh, there's criminal, like what else is there? And, I've been opened up to so many different pathways. I really like civil law. I, had an internship this summer at a personal injury firm, and it was just a great experience being able to do that work for my attorney and analyze the law and apply for them and kind of like also I'm also helping people, I'm helping my boss and it's like I have a part in that and it just feels great. But I do like civil law a lot more and I intend to go in that area.
Justine, appreciate all the work and time you've put in at New Haven so far. Best of luck on the rest of the season and the rest of your academic pursuits, and it'll be exciting to see how things pan out for the Chargers here over the next few weeks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, everyone should be watching because we have a lot to show.